Welcome. Listen to 360 Info. I'm your host, Hamptonio. What you do for yourself depends on what you think of yourself. And what you think of yourself depends on what you know of yourself. And what you know of yourself depends on what you've been told of yourself. Yes, the sun is shining, but I'm here to tell you, it is a little nippy out there. So don't let the sun fool you, but we'll take it because it could be snow out there. Got a great show lined up for you today. Yes, in our remote studio, we got Brother Bench. Brother Bench, what's going on?
Well, it's 34 degrees outside, and it is sunny. I've heard from a few folks that it's supposed to get 70 degrees sometime next week. But I can guarantee you it'll get cold again. It never fails to happen. As a matter of fact, traditionally, we get snow somewhere around the time of the Indians' home opener. So we're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, but we're getting close, you know. It'll give you a little something to remember me by. Exactly. Yeah, just in case you thought you was out of the woods, here's a little something to remember me by.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, speaking of remembrance, we need to remember our brother Stephen E. Boyd. He is our sales department for 360 Info Network, and he is actively engaging folks on the possibility of becoming sponsors of 360 Info Network. So if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, just hit us up. You can hit him up at 216-526-1297. 526-1297. I have a feeling that we're going to be welcoming some new sponsors very shortly, so we're definitely looking forward to that. Also want to let folks know that I'll be doing a show called Open Door Live following this broadcast on my StreamYard channel, which broadcasts live to YouTube and Facebook. And my guest on the show is going to be a brother by the name of Rodney Damon Collins. He's a former colleague of mine. We work together at a certain insurance company that shall go unnamed right now. But he left Cleveland, he went to California, and now he is a full-time actor. So I'm really looking forward to connecting with him. On 360 Info Network this morning, we have joining us a brother by the name of Delante Brady. He also goes by the moniker Nova, based on his time as a recording artist and personality. But his name is Delante Brady, and he is an investment strategist. And he has a really interesting story of how he changed his life. He, at one point, was working for the sewer department. And he left the sewer department and has not looked back. He is full-time, making money and living from the money that he is making, and he's doing quite well. And we want to give you some insight on how you can do the same thing. You know, there are some very significant changes in the U.S. economy that are taking place right now. And there is a massive transfer of wealth that is also ongoing. And when you look at what's going on right now, you will see that the richest men in America have not lost anything. They have gained a lot, while the public in mass has lost. You know, last year they were talking about the loss of somewhere around 30 to 40 million jobs, and some of those jobs have come back, but some haven't. Some businesses have closed and reopened, and some businesses are gone forever. So things are going on in this world in terms of economics, and we need to be apprised of them. So we are waiting for our guests to call in. And in the meantime, I will ask you, Brother Hamptonio, what's new and exciting in your world?
Well, you know, again, I'm just paying attention to what's going on around the world. I don't know if everyone knows or not. Did you hear about what went down in Africa as far as in the Congo, in a village in the Congo, that they found a mountain of gold. A mountain of gold nuggets in the mountain. You see about 1,000 people at the mountain digging with everything, and you see them coming up from the earth with nuggets of gold. Now, I'm wondering how that's going to play out. They say they're going to keep the village a secret. Because God knows what's going to happen. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting how they claim and confiscate this. But it has the potential of imbalancing, when we talked about money, the whole world's economy. Because when I say literally a mountain, pretty much of gold, you see them on a big mountain, and they're just digging in and grabbing the dirt and sifting through, and when they washing it through, they seeing nuggets of gold. Man, can you believe that?
I saw a photograph, and it looked like somebody holding a basket full of gold, but I didn't investigate it. But I saw it. So you're saying that it's for real?
It seems very legit, from what I've seen. You looking at the video, you see the people out here, the regular commoner out there digging, and it's a whole bunch of them all over the mountain, man. And they just show them going through the sifting pans, man, and through the water, rinsing it out, and just have gold in their hands, man.
Wow.
So it's just worth looking, further investigating. This is what we're being shown so far. So if that's true, to any degree,
okay.
It could definitely change, the whole and disrupt the whole economy.
Okay. Well, do you know what's going on in terms of silver right now? Because I'll tell you if you don't.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Silver is a highly valued commodity on the face of the earth because of its use in industrial products, in addition
Delante Brady on hold.
Being used for coins. And right now, it seems as though there is a shortage of silver. So within the next week or two, there's going to be a demand for that silver, and it's not going to be met. So when that happens and they're not able to meet those demands, the price of silver is going to skyrocket. So if you have any silver, or if you don't have some and you want to get some, right now will be a very good time to do that. We've been notified by our engineer that our guest is with us now, so we're going to welcome to the airwaves Delante Nova and get started with this interview. We got just a few minutes before we go to break, so we'll take this time to introduce Delante to the 360 Info Network. Greetings, brother. Welcome to 360 Info Network.
Thank you. How you doing, Vince?
Doing quite well. We've lost a little bit of time. We got just a couple minutes before we go to the break. So while we're waiting to make that transition, just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing in terms of investing and what your platform is.
Okay, so my name is Delante Brady. I've been investing for over 2 years now, trading and investing in cryptocurrency. And I was actually able to walk away from my job because of this, this skill set. And what I do now is I teach students how to trade in the foreign exchange market and introduce, people who would like to get into investing to a platform that teaches the basics, and introduces you to investing and trading in the foreign exchange market.
Okay. Tell the listening audience what the foreign exchange market is for those who don't know.
Okay, the foreign exchange market is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. It's where all of the currency is exchanged, anything that's considered a currency. So the foreign exchange market actually dates back to before the 1900s. It was used as a way, for different countries and different people to exchange goods. So that's why gold is on the foreign exchange the foreign exchange. In the foreign exchange market, silver. You have euro, the United States dollar, the Australian dollar, oil, right, can be used as a currency. So that is the foreign exchange market. It's an exchange of anything that's considered a currency, including fiat currencies.
Okay. And there are ways that you can make money exchanging foreign currencies. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about cryptocurrency, which is another currency that many people are not familiar with, but right now is a good time to get familiar with it, because if you don't, you're going to be on the outside looking in as others are capitalizing on the value of cryptocurrency against a rapidly diminishing value of the U.S. dollar. We're going to talk cryptocurrency and foreign exchange when we come back. You're listening to 360 Info Network with Hamptonio, Vince Robinson, and our guest, Delante Brady. We'll be right back. We are back on 360 Info Network. Hamptonio, Vince Robinson, and our guest, Delante Brady, an investment strategist who walked away from his job over 2 years ago, and he's been successfully navigating this thing called life on his own without the benefit, if you could call it that, of having an employer. So before we took the break, we were talking about foreign exchange, and we also want to talk about cryptocurrency. You indicated that you are teaching folks how to deal with both commodities. So since we kind of gave a cursory glance at Forex, talk to us about what cryptocurrencies are.
Okay, cryptocurrency is a digital currency. Is decentralized. Well, some of the cryptocurrency is decentralized. They're working on, centralizing everything now with regulation. But it's a digital currency, right? Something that doesn't exist physically. And the way that it's, sent and received is through a node or through a network that has to be verified. It's public. All the information is public, but it can be discreet as well. But that's what it is. Simply, to put it in layman's terms, it's digital currency that doesn't actually exist in the physical.
Okay. So they describe cryptocurrency as coins. You've got Bitcoin, which is the granddaddy of all of them, and then you have altcoins or
Right.
alternate coins. Could you talk about the difference between Bitcoin and the other coins?
All right. So Bitcoin, because it is the original, the first cryptocurrency, and some of the more original cryptocurrencies are Ethereum, Litecoin. These are more stable and more likely to succeed, more likely to stay around, because all of these different cryptocurrencies aren't going to be around 10, 20 years from now, right? It can only be so many. So price of the altcoins that are created are based on the value of the altcoins are based on what their use is, or, what's connected to their value as far as their platform and what they provide for the market and how valuable that is. And then, of course, the price of cryptocurrency itself, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the front runners, they pull the altcoins up with them just for the simple fact of relation that is cryptocurrency, if that makes sense.
Okay. When you talk about use, though, could you give us a little bit more about how they are used? Because I'm aware of smart contracts. I'm also aware of something called NFTs. Talk about how the coins are actually used.
So they can be sent and received. You have a cryptocurrency wallet. You have to have a wallet, and the wallet has to be compatible with whatever cryptocurrency you're sending or receiving. So you have a wallet, and you can send this cryptocurrency back and forth between these digital wallets. And they can also be transferred into cash for any exchanges that are accepting cryptocurrency. So like Coinbase, for example, they're an exchange. They accept Bitcoin as payment, as a currency. And if you have a certain amount of Bitcoin, you can sell it to Coinbase, and they'll give you cash back for it. So that's how you can, turn it into cash. That's how it works. And you send it and receive it from crypto wallets.
Okay. Now, you talked about decentralized and centralized. What's the difference between the two?
Simply government control and government regulation. So say me and you, Vince, we decided not to deal with U.S. dollar. We both see value in Bitcoin. We deal in Bitcoin. Me and you, I could buy anything at any price that you charge, whatever it is. You could sell me something, and I could pay for it in Bitcoin. That transaction, it doesn't involve any third party. It doesn't go through a bank. It doesn't go through, anything that's centralized. It goes through a network of miners who they mine Bitcoin. They also, confirm the actions. It's a public network, and it goes through this trusted chain, and that's how the transaction takes place without any taxation from government. But of course, they're regulating it now, so it's going to be taxed. But the idea of Bitcoin was to have a decentralized market, free of government control, government tax.
Okay. So obviously, and I hear that you have a question, Hamptonio. I want you to jump in when you want to. But I do have a series of questions to ask. Did you have questions for Delante?
Yeah, just I guess for the listeners, and so I've been, kind of looking at it for a while, and it can be a little confusing because I'm gonna throw a few terminologies out there and digest it a little bit, because when you start dealing with the cryptocurrency, then the whole thing started with the system, though, the platform that is, and correct me, brother, if I'm wrong a little bit, but the whole blockchain, the development of the blockchain, that role, and I've been seeing a lot of corporations starting to use and invest big dollars in block methods that they're going to be using to conduct business in certain kind of ways for lack of better words, for confidence and secrecy and things of that nature. But then you had then Ethereum came in the game, and using that as a means to transfer currency or cryptocurrency back for. But again, for simplicity, when dealing with digital currency, or maybe you can answer this question, dealing with digital currency, isn't it like we was going that way anyway with it, with a cashless society? It seemed like that was the direction that we were going. So was it kind of like a preparation for where we headed right now? Because it seems like it just almost turning on the switch, because they was eliminating cash, every year. They was coming up with different platforms to reduce the uses of cash. You know what I mean? So it seemed like that was a direction that we were going anyway. And I've been following the Chinese digital yuan, and it seems like you say in the net, they seem like they're going to this platform.
Yep, absolutely. And what's happening over in the East, like you said, with China now turning their crypto or their cash digital, we're the rest of the world is going to follow. Right, coronavirus started over there. It's a pattern. Coronavirus started over there, came across the world. Everything that happens over there, it seems to migrate, back west. So definitely, and I feel like Bitcoin itself, they've taken the blockchain technology, like you were talking about, and they've taken something that was supposed to be decentralized, and now they're using it to their advantage to centralize it. Because, like you said, with blockchain, everything is public, so they can track every single thing, right, that you do, all transactions. They'll have all knowledge of every single transaction that takes place over the entire world. So like you said, a cashless society, everything can be tracked digitally. They've taken something that was trying to get away from that and completely flipped it to the opposite. So to answer your question, yes, definitely. Well, that's the direction they were headed, and that's what's going on.
Currently, there is litigation involving the Securities and Exchange Commission and a coin called XRP that has been created by a company called Ripple. And the thing about the utility of this cryptocurrency, and I just wanted to underscore this point, is that the banking systems are missing out because of exactly what you stated, this peer-to-peer transaction paradigm that is facilitating the movement of money around the planet at a much more expeditious rate than happens in traditional banking. So you're seeing the banks trying to squeeze in on the action because they're on the sidelines looking in as people are moving money around the planet without involving them. So this lawsuit is one of the things that they're doing to try to get in on the game. So I want to say right now, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a financial counselor. I'm not qualified in any means or any way to give financial advice. But those who are watching the cryptocurrency world right now, many of them are investing in a crypto coin called XRP right now that's currently trading somewhere around 43, 44, 45 cents per coin. But there's speculation that this coin is going to rise in value to at least triple digits and possibly 4-digit territory. So if you have XRP and it does go where it's expected to go, you could expand your wealth exponentially. Just to use a comparison, In the cryptocurrency world, it's almost like, in some cases, not all, but in some cases, it's like the penny stock world, where you buy a penny stock that's trading for a 1 cent or less, and then you see that same stock rise in value because it's associated with a Cinderella company, and all of a sudden there's a demand for the product in the Cinderella company, and those who purchased those shares of stock, now they're benefiting from the rise in value of the stock. So can you draw some parallels between the stock world and the cryptocurrency world with relation to that paradigm?
Okay, so first I want to say what Vince said exactly. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, and there are risks involved with investing and trading. But with cryptocurrency, as far as the rise and the fall, my specialty is foreign exchange. As far as cryptocurrency, it is definitely a pump and dump type of deal. It's a pump and dump type of deal. It's opportunity to buy these altcoins at very low prices, and even a small fluctuation. If you buy something and it costs a penny and it goes up to 2 cents, that's 100% gain, right? So the downside risk, there's a lot. The downside risk is not as much as the upside potential when it comes to a lot of these altcoins. As far as XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you got in those at lower prices, like even with XRP was going on with the lawsuit, if you got in around 13 cents, it's really nothing to just wait and hold on to it, because like you said, it could go into triple digits. We don't get scared and get out because of the news, but yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's like a penny stock. You buy it at a low price, and it has a lot of upside potential.
And those who really understand what's going on, they know that there are ways that you can make money with crypto coins by holding on to them. Do you know anything about the process called staking? And can you explain that to our listening audience?
You said the process of staking?
Yes, staking.
Okay, so that terminology I'm not familiar with, staking. When you say staking, what do you mean? And then I can explain.
Okay. Well, staking is really holding on to a coin for a specified amount of time. And at the end of that term, you make interest on that coin. So
got you. Okay. What you call staking,
yeah.
I know that a lot of terminology for the same thing. It could be depending on where you got educated. Mm-hmm. It has different terminology for the same meaning. So staking would be, for me, in the crypto world, called hodling. Okay. And it's kind of like a funny thing. Like, you hold on for dear life. Mm-hmm. So you buy it and you hold on for dear life. It's called hodling. So staking, hodling, that's the attitude. That's the attitude that you want to have. You invest in an amount of money that you're okay with losing. As long as whatever you invest in something you're okay with losing, that's it. And you hodl. You hold on for dear life.
Oh, okay. Hold on for dear life. All right. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. One question I got. I mean, well, it's something that I think that needs to be maybe just mentioned and talked about, because with this new world that we're entering in and dealing with this whole crypto phase, and you kind of mentioned in the beginning that it may run its course, and what I've been looking at and watching for a while to see how this thing's going to affect things globally and how the U.S. is going to play. Now, do you think, I don't think America is going to sit on the sideline and just let everything, go to the wayside and not be involved in this whole digital piece.
Right.
And I've seen and heard talked about the development of some, like you said, the dollar and the digital dollar and currency, and you had people like in Facebook. What's Facebook got there on cryptocurrency? I believe he developed one or whatever. Yes, and so I guess to get our listeners to maybe take a good look at what's going on globally as well, and maybe to take away some of the fear that this crypto digital currency is going to take off, and America is going to be left out. I don't think we're going to sit on the sidelines and watch this thing unfold like this and not play a real integral part on this whole digital global network that is happening.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They actually already have a U.S. coin. It's been on the exchange for a couple years now. Not a lot of people paid attention to it, but you can actually own a digital U.S. wallet. You can own a digital coin. It's a U.S. dollar. That's a digital coin. If you go on Coinbase, you'll see it. I believe it's called U.S. coin.
Yes.
Okay.
There was legislation that was brought to the Senate and the House of Representatives last year, and it calls for the implementation of a digital dollar, and they're talking about digital wallets, and this is one of the ways that they want to be able to roll out stimulus payments, and they're characterizing it as some way to take responsibilities for America's families. You know, there's a possibility, there's conjecture about going towards a universal basic income. And this is one of the ways that they're going to deliver this.
Roll it out, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a patent application that was submitted by Visa, and it calls for the physical destruction of currency. Not only the removal of physical currency, but the destruction of physical currency. So that means that that shoebox full of $100 and $20 bills that's under your bed right now, it's not going to be worth anything. You know, there are stores now that you can go to. Our brother Dr. Brown said that he went to the vitamin store to purchase a supplement or something, and they would not take his cash. You know, so there are stores that are refusing cash money. You know, now there's also conjecture that they have used the virus as a means of, you know, cutting back on the exchange of money. But the reality is that the world is moving towards digital currency and moving away from paper or fiat currency. That is a reality for America. It is happening around us as we speak. So this significant change in our economic system is going to affect people in a very adverse way. And I think Delante actually touched on it when he talked about how they want to be able to control, how they want to be able to know all of the transactions that take place. So if you got a digital wallet and you're using a digital dollar, then they're going to know everything that you're doing. So, you know, that's where we are right now.
Vince, you know, that's a good thing, but how does, you know, with some people in dealing with this digital world, electronic world, it with that imprint that you leave in an electronic world and the security that I'm getting at, how did that secure up, you know, of your life and everything you do being rolled out and watched like that? Is, you know, is there room for error when you start dealing with electronics and you know, digital instrumentations and stuff like that? How secure or how vulnerable you become at this particular point?
Well, I'll let the guest tackle that question, but I will answer it as well. Did you have any thoughts, Delante?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to say with that, the way that I look at it is not something that, you know, we can control unless we decide to, you know, fight back on another type of level. But what's happening, I believe, is happening, you know, for a reason. It's happening in time. I believe that everything is planned. And what we can do is try to do the best we can to prepare ourselves financially, you know, for that. And if within the change, we can take advantage of the opportunity to put ourselves in a better position financially for the future, even though the change that's happening isn't the change that we want to see. If we have a good idea that we can't stop it, it's going to happen, do the best that you can to take advantage of it, learn about it as much as you can so that you can be prepared for the future, financially, emotionally, you know, physically, right? So that's my take on it.
Okay.
And diversify a little bit too, then, huh?
Yes.
Definitely.
Diversification is really important, and one of the ways that you can diversify your assets is by splitting them amongst a few different types of investments. So, for instance, you mentioned the insecurity of an electronic-based network, because we have infrastructure challenges in America. You look at what's going on in Mississippi right now, what's going on in Texas. They're still recovering from the power outages that they had a few weeks ago. Well, if you have something tangible, such as silver or gold, you can use that as leverage to obtain services and goods. So you want to have a number of things. Now, you have something like junk silver. You know, all of the coins printed before 1965 had a certain level of silver in them. I think the figure is like 90% silver. So if you have a mercury dime, for instance, well, that mercury dime is now worth $2.33. If you have a Kennedy half dollar that's dated 1964 or before then, that one coin is worth between $9 and $13 per coin. So when the grid goes down and you can't use your credit card or you can't use your digital wallet, you will still have something that is tradable for for goods and services. So again, that's one of the reasons why it's so important to diversify your assets. On the other hand, people are losing, or they're using Bitcoin as an asset right now. This is an example. If you took that $1,200 stimulus check that you got last year and you just said, okay, I'm going to swap this for Bitcoin, whatever the percentage in the value of Bitcoin is, you could apply that same percentage to the value of your dollar, because now it's in another it's another asset. You know, it is the cryptocurrency asset that has risen in value. And people want to say that they think it's a hoax or it's a smokescreen or it's not real. Well, Elon Musk, a few weeks ago, he bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. People are buying Tesla automobiles with Bitcoin. People are probably in other parts of the world buying homes with Bitcoin. So if you don't think that it's real, I think you need to look again, because it is very real and people are expanding their wealth with it. Another thing that I would mention, when we talk about precious metals, is Warren Buffett. People pay attention to what Warren Buffett does. And within the past year, Warren Buffett bought $530 million in gold, and he bought over $1 billion in silver. And the reason that he did that is because it is a hedge against the prospect that he might lose in other parts of his investment portfolio. So, the word on the street is that the stock market is going to take a major hit. And while we have this possibility looming, we also have the fact that they're putting $1.9 trillion into the U.S. economy, and the result of that is going to be hyperinflation. So you're seeing the prices of commodities in our country rise exponentially, but you're not seeing an accompanying rise in wages. So if people are not getting paid more when the cost of things go up, then they're not going to be able to afford everything that they need to purchase. Did you have any observations about that aspect of our economy right now, Brother Delante?
Oh, definitely. I'm in agreement with everything that you said. It's definitely a bubble happening right now. Looking at US 30, the top US 30 stocks, the NASDAQ, reaching all-time highs. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, you can see the crash. You can see the crash on the way, technically and fundamentally.
Yes. So what can you do knowing that this is about to happen? What would be your suggestion to those who see that hyperinflation is about to set in or has already started setting in, and they're working that 9-to-5 job and they have concerns about having a stable financial future? What recommendations would you make?
Man, again, not a financial advisor, but I would say continue attending calls like these, getting more informed on the market, and diversify, like the gentleman said. Consider really looking into your retirement as well and how it works and where it's invested. I know a lot of us, we don't even know where our 401k is invested. So, find out who's managing your 401k, find out where it's at right now, where they have it invested, and then find out what are your options. What can you roll that over into? Can you get a silver, roll it over into a silver or IRA, a gold or a Roth? Like, find out what your options are.
Well,
and
what you're saying.
Explore all ways. I'm sorry, the last thing, explore all ways of investing. Get educated on cryptocurrency, get educated on the stocks, get educated on the foreign exchange market.
Well, quick, I know we're coming into a break. For what I'm gathering here and assessing, which I kind of been doing it for the last year as well, and I just want to put this out to our listeners. What we should be doing is expanding our knowledge base to what's going on globally, even more so than any other time. You got, like in Senegal, you got Akon over there starting your own digital currency. And so it may be, as far as that diversification is concerned, it may be other countries that you need to look at and invest on. But we need to understand that, the free trade agreement in Africa have taken place, and you got a whole continent that is opening up with some of everything. And that may not be, Senegal may not be the only country that try to get away from colonialization that deals with a cryptocurrency. And in that new a market over there may be a target for investing in, and if they decide to get their own currency or cryptocurrency. So we need to possibly get into the Forex exchange and start looking at those things, because you see this big shift and this paradigm shifts going into this thing. So we need to be, I'm talking about my community, we need to be more in tune to what's going on globally as far as this change, because it may not be America be the place that storing all your eggs. You might want to look somewhere else and to be included into this change.
The real critical piece right now is the U.S. dollar not being the world trading currency. There was a time when it was dominant in terms of trade around the world, and it was used for transactions. But now that you have cryptocurrencies, those cryptocurrencies are being used to make some of those same transactions. And it's just as you say, Brother Lynn, the U.S. is falling out of its place as the top economic engine on the planet. You're listening to 360 Info Network with Vince Robinson and Hamptonio. Our special guest is Delante Brady. He is an investment strategist. He deals with Forex and cryptocurrencies, and we're getting an education on how you can use both of those to make a way in terms of your financial future. We'll be right back with more 360 Info Network after this. We're back, 360 Info Network. Hamptonio, Vince Robinson, and Delante Brady, investment strategist. Before we took the break, we were talking about cryptocurrency in depth, and I want to continue our conversation about cryptocurrency, but I also want to talk about foreign exchange and how you actually make money with money, and the fact that the foreign exchange markets are in different parts of the globe and they're functioning 24/7, literally. There's always, seems like there's always a market open somewhere in the world, and people are paying attention. Before we came back from the break, though, we were having a conversation about how, and my engineer, I just want to let you know, I'm hearing the echo in the background. I think the mic might still be open. We were having conversation about how, we have so many things to pay attention to. Last night it was Coming to America, the new version of and everybody in America, all black folks in America were watching Coming to America too. But what if you got into the habit of observing the cryptocurrency markets and the Forex markets as much as you watch television? You're paying attention to what's going on, and you're in a position to profit from the time that you're spending observing the markets. What's your thought about that, Delante?
Oh, man, I think you just dropped some jewels. You just dropped some fire. That is exactly what's going on now. I'm not here. Everybody has their own life and their own goals, right? And I respect that. But if you're somebody who you're in a position financially where you would like more, then definitely coming to America too, the distractions that's going on, the Super Bowl. I didn't even know who was in the Super Bowl, this year.
Me either.
It's got a completely different focus. Yeah, completely different focus. It'll come a time in life where I won't have to focus on what I'm focusing on as much, and I'll be able to use my leisure time without, guilt to know who's in the Super Bowl and things like that. But until it gets to that point, yeah, my TV is Bloomberg, TradingView. I'm watching charts. Right, that's my entertainment.
Now,
and learning.
We've had a conversation in the past about how you did it, and you talked about using a trading module that you could use for free initially, and then you could start trading on your own. Could you explain to folks how that worked for you?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because one of the most important things you're going to get is the resources to information on how to do stuff. And I try to make things really simple. So what I did as far as trading in the foreign exchange market, you want to find a trading platform and then a brokerage. But to do it for free, right, and using a simulation account, simulation money to actually be able to practice in the live market, I'll throw a resource out there for you. It's called MetaTrader 4, METATRADER 4, right? 5 might pop up, but if you go to your app store, look for MetaTrader 4. This is the easiest example I can give you. This starts you out with a MetaQuotes demo account of $100,000, and you can begin practicing trading in different markets just from that right there. Downloading that app and going to it. Now, of course, navigating it, you're going to have to play around, and there's different instructions out there on YouTube. We have some on Bold People Get Rich. But, yeah, that's what I recommend, downloading MetaTrader 4 on your phone and getting in there and practicing with a demo account.
Okay. I'm going to be transparent and let everybody know that I recently began trading cryptocurrencies, and I am familiar with a couple of different platforms that one of them is like a hedge fund for cryptocurrencies and Forex, and the other one is it takes advantage of a pool of money that's available to investors that they contribute to, and then they pay interest on the investment. So, there are ways that you can earn interest using cryptocurrencies and Forex. One of the accounts that we have, it earns 15% interest per month. And when you look at getting 15% interest per month versus getting less than 1% if you have a savings account, or like me, you have a credit union account with a few $1,000s in it that's earning literally pennies per year, not dollars per year, but pennies per year. There are ways that you can grow your wealth, and there are all kinds of platforms that are out there. There are over 8,000 crypto coins, some of them of higher value, some of them of lesser value, but there is a lot of opportunity in the crypto and Forex markets. Delante, explain how you make money with a foreign exchange currency.
Okay, so you have I trade the euro versus the dollar. The euro is matched up against the dollar as far as the value. Right now, the euro is valued more than the dollar by about $1.20. So to buy 1 euro, it would cost about $1.20 of United States money. But basically, as the price fluctuation goes up and down between the values of these currencies, you can buy the currency and hold on to it as it's going up in price, and then, sell it back. But simply, all of this, everything that I'm talking about, the background, the information that you need to know is just basically lot sizes and placing the trades and knowing if the market is going to go down or go up. And if it's going to go up, or you feel it's going to go up based off of your analysis, you buy. If it's going to go down, you sell.
Okay, so just to make sense of that, if you bought a euro when compared to the U.S. dollar, it was worth $1.50. $1.50 euro versus $1 U.S. dollars. And then you sold that same euro that you bought at $1.50 when it got to $1.90. Then you would make the money based on the difference of $1.50 versus $1.90.
Well, it's actually it's a matter of cents, on the exchange. It's a matter of cents and dollars, and it's a lot smaller. So the fluctuations are bigger because the amount of money that's being exchanged and what's being leveraged, by the whatever brokerage you're using. But to answer your question, if you bought a euro, and the value of it went up over 10 years against the dollar, then you'll be able to get more American money back. If you sell that euro, you'll be able to get more American dollars back.
Right.
And that's the exchange.
Okay.
But one thing we have to underscore, I got to always say this as far as my people is concerned, we have to pay attention to what's going on the motherland. You missed out on Netflix, you missed out on Facebook, you missed out on IBM, and you'd be like, doggone, I wish I knew. If these other countries and European countries are over in Africa doing some things, I've recently read some articles about Disney, Netflix, and all people. There's an article out there because Africa 2020 and beyond. If these borders have come down, you need to be paying attention to what's going on, because goods and services is over there. We talk about cryptocurrency. They're going to use cryptocurrency to get everybody still need goods and services. So if you invested in that manufacturer or whatever it is that they producing over there, you're still going to be in the cryptocurrency market, because if it goes that way, they're going to be buying and selling. So I'm saying it's a gold rush, just like the West gold rush is happening quietly. You need to be paying attention. If these countries can trade amongst themselves, now transportation is going to be needed, roads is going to be needed, materials is going to be needed, infrastructure, all that stuff is going down in front of your face while you're watching Coming to America. Please pay attention to what's going on.
Yes. Delante, we have just a few moments before we conclude the show. If folks are interested in reaching out to you and connecting to get more information about how they can succeed with cryptocurrency and Forex, how can they reach you?
Okay, my name on Facebook is Delante Nova Brady. That's DELANTE NOVABRADY. I post a lot of information on there. And then I also have a YouTube channel. It's called Snipers Anonymous. The link is on my Facebook page, but I'm showing people how to grow $100 to $1,000, and I'm going to take it from 1,000 to 100,000. And I'm doing it publicly. So you can follow that on YouTube. And if you want to learn how to trade foreign exchange, that will be the channel for that. And then as far as cryptocurrency, that's something that I also have a Telegram chat for that, where we discuss cryptocurrency, stocks, and foreign exchange. And when you get plugged into my page, we have a conversation, or however you get plugged into talking to me. Whatever questions you have, just let me know, and I'll get you to the right source.
All right. Well, Delante, we'd like to thank you for joining us on 360 Info Network. We'll have to check back in with you to find out how things are going with your investment strategies and how folks are benefiting. But I certainly and sincerely hope that folks will take advantage of the knowledge. And as I understand it, it's not that you're charging folks. You're just doing this out of the kindness of your heart. I'm sure that as folks connect to you, that there may be affiliate opportunities for them or you. But the bottom line is you got to do something with your dollars and cents so that they can make dollars and cents. Otherwise, as the wealthiest men on the planet transfer their wealth, you will be watching your pockets dwindle. Once again, thanks for joining us on 360 Info Network. Brother Lynn, we got just a few seconds. I don't know if you have anything going. I know you do another show on Sunday, I believe, but real quick, we got it. We can squeeze that in.
No, we just do a call. It's every other Monday. It's just a community chat line.
All right. Okay. Well, don't forget, you can reach out to Stephen E. Boyd if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of 360 Info Network. Don't forget about Open Door Live, which airs at 12:15 today with my guest, Rodney Damon Collins, is actor out there in California doing big things, and we're going to talk about those things in depth. Don't forget about our Facebook page. We post a lot of good stuff on Facebook. You don't want to miss out on that. And thanks, Tristan Sanchez, running a tight ship today. Thank you for listening. And as always, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself, make it a great day. Peace.
Peace.